everyone, it's Grizz. I'm in the garage with the Punisher. I have a fresh, hot, steaming cup of tea. Cheers. So, fresh, hot cup of tea, cold garage. The winter is closing in. The race is on to get the Punisher finished. I'm in here, it's on a weeknight, and this doesn't really happen very often. Usually I come home from work and I just chill, but I want to get on and get this bike finished and try push ahead of it as much as I can. In the last one, I replaced this excuse of a headlight, which that's not legal. These indicators aren't they won't pass an MOT. You could probably get a daytime MOT, which it had. Well, it had expired when I bought it, but previously it just had a daytime MOT. So hence, these are the changes I'm making. I fitted the projector headlights, some lovely aero indicators from R&G. Thank you guys. I forgot to say in the last video, thank you Chris Golds on Twitter for sorting me out through these via R&G. Thank you very much. Yeah, so that is kind of on, as you've seen in the last video. I've yet to sort out the wiring. On the subject of wiring, I need to also replace the speedo, because this old one, cheapo old one that I put on, is completely busted. So it's time to replace that one. I've got a set of kind of universal clocks, which hopefully will do the job a bit better. So I've got to sort that out. There's a long list of jobs that need doing, and I may go through them kind of randomly because that's just the way it is. I'll do what I feel like doing on each day. Got some plugs, spark plugs, Iridium spark plugs, just got those from work. I've got oil filter, I'm still waiting on that, and a few other bits. So I'll do jobs as I'm able to do them, basically. And what I'll also do is I'll just record kind of bits as and when I can, and I'll probably stick it together as one video. So if you see Grizz in different guises, wearing a different guise, wearing different kind of t-shirts, and shaven and unshaven and scruffy and whatever, it just is what it is. It's just going to be a mishmash of my working on this bike, and I'll just put them together and make a video out of so many bits. So what I want to do today is actually, I'm feeling a little bit nervous about this because I've not seen what's under that tank for like 10 years, and I'm trying to rack my brains what it is like now, and I can't remember. I need to get the tank off so I can access more of the wiring, so I can look at the wiring for the clocks. Now, the history on this bike, when I first built it, it had Olin shocks, shock on the back. I had a carbon fibre clock on the front with lovely digital clocks on it. I sold both of that when I knew I was going to have to get rid of the bike, and I changed it, and I put, what did I put on the back? It was a shock absorber off of a RSV mill, I think, something like that. It was an Aprilia shock because it was the right length and everything else, and the fittings were kind of the setup of all the fittings on the shock were very similar. So I remember doing that. I also had flat side carbs on it, FCR carbs. They were like racing carburetors. I don't know if you've ever heard like flat side carbs is a little bit like a dry clutch, but they like clatter, and they were amazing. But I took those off as well, and I sold those. Now, again, going back and thinking back onto this bike, there was just like so much happened at the time. I kind of built the bike, I was really pleased with it, it was great. And I had some problems. The engine the engine kind of stopped working, and at the time I was posting all of this build on a Honda Fireblade owners forum on the internet. Back then there wasn't really so much kind of YouTube stuff about, and it was more so, I'm going back 10-11 years ago now, so it was more so me kind of posting the progress of this build via this Fireblade owners forum, and it had a strong following. I was posting kind of daily posts, posting up videos explaining to the guys what I was doing, And yeah, it had a strong following, and when the engine kind of just stopped, I was out riding it after I finished it, and yeah, the bike just stalled and I couldn't get it to restart. And basically the guys that were following me on the forum came, a group of them, about 3 or 4 of them, came all the way from London down to Devon, where I was living at the time, and picked up my engine and took it back to London and fixed it for me. They put a brand new head, well not a brand new, but they put a replacement head on there. They had also sorted me out with some new carburetors and tuned them up. There was a lot of work that went in on this engine, which was done at the time by Mickey off of the Fireblade Riders forum. Some of you that are on that forum will know him. Mickey was an absolute saint. He was brilliant, really sorted me out. All the guys just did so much for me. I ended up putting the bike in a van and driving over to London, out by, I think, where was it, kind of Kent way, I can't remember where it was now, but it was kind of south east London. And yeah, I stayed with them for the rest of the week for like, I don't know, 4 days. And yeah, we put the bike back together again and got it all running absolutely spot on, and that is basically how it is now. And I can't really remember very well what we had done now. I think we might have put the original Airbox on. I did have kind of little pods, or kind of separate pods for the carburetors for the FCR setup. You'll see it if you go back through the video, the original build of this bike, you'll see the original spec. So there's some things that have changed, and it's been 10-11 years since I've gone near the bike and had that tank off and seen what's underneath. So, and I don't know what anyone else has done to it throughout that period of time that has passed. As we've already seen, there were some real crimes with the wiring on the headlights. So I'm not sure what we're going to find. So I'm a little bit pensive, I'm a little bit nervous and unsure at what we're going to find here. But I need to strip it down. I need to look at the wirings and sort out the wiring for the headlights. And also change the plugs and give it a service. Like oil change and things like that, you know. Rightfully, and in the last video, thank you very much guys for all the interaction on the last video. Someone pointed out that I don't need a side light for the MOT, so that's cool. Worst case scenario, if I can't find the wire, at least I can set this setup up and wire it up, and it'd be legal for an MOT. It'll pass the MOT as it is, so that is cool. But I'm still going to try find it because I don't like things kind of missing, so I want to try and suss that out. There is a little side light bulb on this one, so it would be good to get it wired up. So anyway, enough talking, let's get this tank off and see what's underneath. Is it a standard box? Is it a standard Airbox with intake, or different? When I rode this, when I went to go buy it the other week, it sounded so good when I was riding it. It sounded like Taka's Ninja. It was like popping and really exciting to ride. It sounded really nice, and I can't wait to share that with you and get out and do some vids and get some good audio on it. I know it's going to be a really cool bike to listen to, and for some to kind of look at. I understand it's a Marmite bike, but yeah, I love it. Let's get on with it. Let's get the tank off. Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to come off here. I don't know if the seat needs to come off as well. I know I need to undo a bolt by the seat, but I don't know if that loosens the seat off. It's been so long, guys, since I've gone near this bike, and I get so excited and happy when I come out here to work on it. It's just so good to get my hands back on this bike again and to be able to ride it again. I'm just super excited. I can't put it into words. Anyway, let's get on. Let's get the tank off. Right, excuse my Tesco shopping bag. I'm just a regular guy, you know. Right, seat. This is going to get changed, this Velcro stuff, but let's get it off. And yeah, this is just so wrong on many levels, I feel. Anyway, let's get this one out. Right, you lot. This is it. Let's get the tank off. Been a long time since I've looked under here. I'm expecting a few memories to be renewed. I've got a rag which I use for supporting the back of the tank, the lip of this tank when I lift it off. But anyway, let's get on with it. Let's see what I find. I expect there's going to be the fuel lines to take off as well underneath, so I'll lift it up and have a look and see what's attached to the bottom of the tank and get those off and get the tank off. This is a huge tank. Can't get it across to you, it's massive. Anyway. And it's full of fuel, so it's heavy. I've got to remember now how to switch the fuel off. I think that's off in the middle. It's just so bizarre to me, guys, that all this is just like taking a step back in time. It's quite dirty in here, it needs a clean out. But I think that is the fuel off. We're going to find out shortly. It might get messy. Right, I need some pliers to undo the clip here. Tank stand. It's actually off the Hayabusa, but that'll help. Although I'm not gonna, no, bugger that. It's gonna fall off. Anyway, does grizz, get myself covered in fuel. I'm gonna get ready to turn this fuel tap in case it all pours over me. I haven't got another rag to hand. Oh, I have. Raggage. Catch any fuel. Ah, I remembered. Right, oh, jeez. Right, that's not good, is it? The fuel tap is snapped off. That's a pain. Alright, the screw's there, but it's snapped off. I don't know if I just done that. I don't think I broke it. But anyway, I have actually got another fuel cap, another fuel tap thingy, jobby, but no real spillage there. The two breather pipes I could leave on. Let's take the tank off. See all this, all the underside of the tank. I think that's possibly my work, and you can see here how I moulded in the bottom of this tank. I'll stick it on the floor and we'll have a little look. But Airbox, standard Airbox. I don't remember this. I don't think that's my work. I think that's some kind of alarm of sorts. Don't know what that is. That's not my work. Fuel filter needs changing, I think. I have got one of those. But yeah, we need to look at some of this wiring. Some of this work I don't think is mine. And I think we're gonna need to take the airbox off. Well, we are anyway, for the spark plugs. Right, let me put this tank down on the floor and I'll give you a closer look to show you what I've done with this tank. Here is the tank, the underside of the tank. This is an original CBR900 tank, and this is just like a big fiberglass shell that slides over it. But what I did back in the day is mold all of this and fill it and kind of smooth it all down to make it look like it's one with the tank. But anyway, yeah, that's what I've done. I'm going to turn it the right way back up because I don't want it sat on that paintwork, and I also think fuel might start coming out of that fuel cap. So let me turn that around a sec. Right, we didn't have a leak. So there is the tank. It's a big boy, you can't really tell very well. But anyway, that's off. Now, here is the crime scene. I need to sort all this out now. This phone was put on by by me to protect the frame for the tank to sit down on the frame. But let's get the airbox off. Let's see what has happened to all this wiring over the years. It's a little bit dirty in here. It's quite a bit dirty in here, to be fair. But nothing terrible. I can sort it all out. I don't know if this is exactly how I left it. That is off of that, and I don't remember fitting this. Like I said, I think that's some kind of alarm, is it? Or is it maybe one of those loud, noisy indicator buzzers? I don't know. Don't remember fitting that at all. So I don't know what that is. But yeah, answers on a postcard if you know what that is, before I actually discover. So let me get the airbox off and gain better access to the electrics, to all this cabling, and yeah, let's do it. Right, now that is all the screws off of the airbox. Now I can take the top off the airbox and see what's going on inside here. I'm not sure what is in here. I think, as I recall, I think it was a BMC race air filter. But we're going to take the lid off now and have a look, see what's inside, see what condition it's in as well. See if we can service it. It's in serviceable condition. Right, here it comes off. First time I've seen inside this box for like 11 years. So yeah, here it goes. BMC race air filter. Yeah. Oh, and it definitely needs a clean. And it's not too dirty. Carbs are quite clean actually, but the filter needs a clean. See that? Some big chunks. Not that dirty this side, not horrendous, but I can give that a clean. I've got everything I need to clean that. Something in here, some like foam or something and dead flies. Anyway, let's have a closer look. I'll show you on the inside here. Right, so I don't know when the last time this was looked at, cleaned and inspected, but the inside of the carbies are looking pretty good. It's hard to see. I'm not going to lift the flaps up and look in, but they're looking quite clean. It's all looking good inside the airbox. No like heavy oiling or anything like that. So it's not pulling any kind of oil up from the head, I don't feel. So that's a good sign. So yeah, not too bad, not too dirty, the airbox. Air filter is definitely in need of a clean, but at least I don't have to buy a new filter. I can just service that one. So that's one less thing I need to spend out on. At the moment, spending is quite important because yeah, things aren't really very fluid at the moment. Grizz has spent out on this bike when he should have actually bought himself a car and plus a little bit of money. So yeah, but anyway, the good news is it all looks in good serviceable condition. The very funny thing is like little reminders, like these yellow rip ties. They're wrong really, I should have used black ones, but these are the ones my dad gave me like years ago. I had like loads of them and I still have them here in the garage. I still have some yellow rip ties. Look at that, that's just freaky. So there you go, there's some more confirmation that Grizz did actually build this bike. Here is my custom airbox, not airbox, custom battery box that I also made out of heat-proof material. That is all kind of, can I get the lid? There we go, look, there's the battery. I made this and put some resin on the back to make it stiffer. But anyway, we'll have a closer look at that in a bit. There's some wiring I've noticed that isn't connected. I don't know what that is from, going to the back. So yeah, don't know what they've done around the back here. I need to kind of have a closer inspection of that. But anyway, so I'm going to get the rest of this airbox off And how do we do that? We just undo these screws here. There's 4 of them, 1 on each carb, and then we can get and take off the breather hose from the engine, and we can take the bottom of that airbox off. Let's get that off. Is off. Airbox is off completely. Let's have a look at the crime scene. It's a bit dirty, it's a bit grubby. No one's really been in here, I don't feel, and cleaned it over the years. So Grizz has a bit of a clean-up job, but it's gonna be all right. It's gonna be all right. It looks a bit of a mess. It looks dirty. It is dirty, but I believe I've got everything here I need to give the old girl a good clean up. Some of the electrics look like they've been played with, which I'm kind of expecting, but nothing horrendous yet. So yeah, we're gonna see what else I find as I delve deeper into this bike. I can see some areas of corrosion that are going to need some attention, some cleaning up on the throttle cables, but they're still snapping back nice, the throttle. But yeah, so there we go. That is the state of all that. Right peeps, that is enough for today. Thank you for watching. Yes, there's lots of cleaning to be done in there. Still got to do things like the spark plugs, service the air filter, and just give it a general cleaning. I want to check over all the electrics and make sure they are all in good order after finding those wiring crimes on the headlights. I've got like another week till I start my new job, at which point I want to start using this bike for commuting. As much as I want to rush it, there are other bikes I can use. So as much as I want to rush it and get it ready and get an MOT on it and start using it, as much as I want to make sure the bike is fit and ready for use and not going to let me down or be dangerous for use when I start using it for commuting, because I need it to be reliable and safe. So join me on the next one. Thank you for watching. Cheers.